So my name is Richard Sisk. I'm the Assistant Director for Military and Veteran Services here at Kennesaw State. I'm also Academic Advisor for Veterans and Transition Coordinator. We are located in Willingham Hall, Suite 200. And for those of you that don't know where Willingham Hall is, we're right next to the Social Science Building and University College. We're right in between both of those. It's one of the oldest buildings on campus, so a lot of people don't know where Willingham Hall is located, but we're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Appointments are appreciated because then I can make sure if there's anything specific that I need to talk to someone about when they're coming in, I can know that I'll have the time because sometimes we may have training or meetings or conferences or things like that, so we're not always available 100% of the day. But everyone that works in our office is a veteran and has used or is using some form of VA educational benefits. So the veteran that comes in knows that they're going to have someone that's familiar with the transition process.
I guess ask for a brief introduction of like what you guys do here. What kind of what's the background behind this place, how it all came about, and whatnot.
A little bit of background about us. I don't know how many of you know this, but we were the first university in the state of Georgia to have a center solely dedicated to veterans. Which is a pretty big feather in the cap considering you got UGA, Georgia State, Georgia Tech, but it was KSU back in 2010 when they hired our director, Frank Wills, to come in and start what was then called the Veteran Resource Center, is now called Military and Veteran Services, and a center solely dedicated to veterans. And what we do is ultimately we help any student veterans that are coming into the university, whether it be applying to the university, getting accepted, understanding what documentation needs to be turned in, where it needs to go, as well as understanding what benefits that they're eligible for when it, you hear about things like the GI Bill. There's several GI Bills, and they all work differently, and there's different criteria for them. So we go over just everything from A to Z and getting them plugged in with the right places that they need to as far as documentation, as far as residency, and understanding what financial aid is available for them, and then that's just the beginning with getting them into school. We also have a computer lab which you guys can take a look at before you leave, where regulars come in, they can do their homework. They know that it's the whole birds of a feather thing, right? They know that everyone comes in here is going to be a veteran or even a dependent of a veteran using benefits.
How do you guys feel you told me that you guys were the first college in Georgia to have a center specifically for veterans? How do you guys feel you modeled the way for that, I guess maybe for future, if any other college decides to do that?
I actually came in as a student in 2010 and worked here as a VA work study student for Frank Wills, who's the director. When they brought him in, that's really where it all got started, because Frank has experience in this before. He was at Mississippi State, where they were one of the first universities in the country really to have these kind of services. And really once that happened, once we got started, other schools, it started becoming popular. It started becoming a thing, and now it's less common to not have one. It's really becoming a priority for a lot of institutions now. Each institution is different. You really got to cater your office or center to your population. So we have one of the biggest veteran populations in the state. We got roughly around 9 to 10% of our student population is comprised of veterans, and so you're talking 2,500 to 3,000 students, and then of those, probably around 1,100 of them are receiving VA educational benefits, and there's also plenty of student veterans that just haven't identified as veterans. So it's really important that, probably the most important thing we do is, it's not so much of, because you can go to a lot of centers will have someone that's there to take their paperwork and answer a couple questions about their benefits and say, okay, thank you, have a great day. But it's really our relationships with all the departments on campus, understanding what needs to be done, what paperwork needs to be filled out, where it needs to get turned into. All those things is really what sets us apart. Our relationships that we have with the residency office, and understanding all the gambit of everything that needs to be done. It's all the stuff that you don't hear about. It's
among people that want to work here and that are interested in helping veterans more, organizations, not necessarily in school. How do you guys feel y'all inspire, I guess, a shared vision among y'all your employees and I guess people on campus that wanna, I guess, help and donate or whatever to y'all program.
Get their degree because their benefits ran out, they're unable to finish. So we've actually started a veteran scholarship, and the idea there is, you know, there's usually about 2 a year that receive the scholarship. You know, we look at things like GPA and their personal situation, and the idea is to, if they've exhausted those benefits and they're a semester or 2 out, the money goes to cover the remainder of that, so that they don't have an undue financial hardship and they can finish their degree. You know, so that's one way I would highly recommend getting involved, is donating to our veteran scholarship fund. And we'd have other things that come down the line where we partner with the Run for Wounded Heroes in August, where they donate to our veteran scholarship fund. So we often look for volunteers to help us with the 5K. You know, different community service projects that we may get involved with, helping with, you know, different events that we have that go on campus. Those are probably really the best ways I could say to get involved.
What did you call that event? The
Run for Wounded Heroes. It's usually held in August, and a portion of the proceeds goes towards our scholarship fund. So we oftentimes put the word out that we're looking for volunteers